right now you are with Microsoft. You've been here for about 8.5 years. You first started there in June 2014. I'm curious, like, how did this role at Microsoft pop up for you, and how did you bring your background into this role of Microsoft's, like, really to get it to start us off?
That's a good question. I would say I was very resilient and just, I don't like to use the word go getter, but just
Yeah.
persistent. For me, I moved to DC for a job, and I had also similar struggles there because of the environment. And I took that opportunity to learn and fight and make my skills better. And I ended up, out of the almost 4 years there, and this is probably maybe the first time I've ever said this publicly, but 3 of those years I was just interviewing everywhere. Like, I
Wow.
just wanted to get out, and nothing really aligned until I had a position at Microsoft, and that at that time, it didn't align.
Yeah.
And it was years of interviewing, years of studying, years of meeting people. I'm not gonna say I did everything myself. I met people. I went to one event, someone was like, "Hey, do you wanna work for us?" I'm like, "Sure." And that was like the final nail in the coffin that actually helped me land it. But yeah, I've interviewed with people 100x smarter than me. I've done well. Sometimes there just wasn't a match. Sometimes it wasn't right for me. So it was a long process. It's just like a dance. And then
Yeah.
at some point, the footwork matches, and then there you are. So it was definitely a struggle, and had a lot of people to help me, a lot of mentors. And there's also a lot of free material in the community that I use to to help myself and also contribute to as well. The contributions help me learn, help others learn about me. And people is just, we just have this thing like, when you're helpful, people want to help you, believe
Yeah.
it or not. Oh, like newsflash.
Yeah,
No one ever knew that before, right? I'm just kidding, of course. But
yeah.
uh, that was definitely a big thing. So I think everybody has some value, even if it's just to say thank you to someone who taught you something or appreciate that. It goes a long way. People would say, "Hey, I had this," and people send me things for free to just read or look over. "Hey, you want to review my book before I
Yeah.
publish it?" That's a great learning experience for me.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit more about those communities that you were a part of, that you contributed to, but you also got your resources from? Can you break that down a little bit, what that community was?
Sure. So one of the first ones, Google Groups. So again,
Okay.
sort of dating myself, it's like you go in and it's like you got to ask a question and answer a
Yeah,
question,
yeah.
and it could take a day or a month. And in between, you're trying to figure things out yourself.
Yep.
But later, especially when I moved to the DC area, got more aligned with PAS, which is the Professional Association for SQL Server, which is a
Mm.
database technology that I learned. And they had a lot of material. Again, most of the time you had to attend in person. So I'd be attending maybe a monthly session or our Saturday sessions. We had something called SQL Saturday. And
SQL
then it
Saturday.
became, yeah, it's pretty cool. And then it became, okay, SQL Saturday in Richmond. So I drive down to Richmond. SQL Saturday in Philly. I drive up to Philly. And then just became sort of part of my just culture of learning and also teaching. So I started
Yeah.
to have sessions there. I would do online ones, face to face ones, and so on. And that sort of built up not just community, but my own skills,
Yeah.
uh, not just tech skills, obviously social skills as well.